For better or for worse, experts agree that Colonel Muammar Gadhafi's 4-decade rule has had a lasting impact on Sub-Saharan Africa. Herman Cohen, a former U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs, says there were a number of positive accomplishments.
He spent a lot of money supporting Nelson Mandela and the African National Congress and kept them going throughout the difficult years of apartheid. Another positive thing that Libya did was a lot of investments in African business, for example, hotels, bus lines, banks, and that sort of thing.
But Daniel Serwer, a scholar at Johns Hopkins University, says much of Gadhafi's largesse came with an agenda.
Yes, he did extend a hand of friendship to Sub-Saharan Africa, but that hand of friendship was a fistful of dollars for autocrats like him. It was not a generous act, it was an act of buying support.
Support for his dream of a United States of Africa, for example, which Serwer says has not gone far.
I don't see a lot of results from the unification of Africa.
Suleiman Young, a professor of African Studies at Howard University, says he believes Gadhafi's Pan-Africanism was sincere.
He was traveling on the same path as Du Bois, Garvey, and Kwame Nkrumah, and all the Pan-Africanists. No, Gadhafi, on this side of the issue, is all right.
Nevertheless, Young says Gadhafi's legacy in this regard will be mixed.
At one level, the Pan-Africanists will say that he has spent more money in Africa than any other Arab leader, including Nasser. Some Africans will like him for one reason, some Africans will hate him for the other.
The other, says Ambassador Cohen, meaning the not-so-positive role Gadhafi played in some of Africa's internal conflicts.
Between 1970 and 1986, he spent a lot of money trying to foment revolution. The biggest influence, negative, was in Liberia, where he sponsored Charles Taylor and that war that went on about 7 years.
And Ambassador Cohen adds that was not all.
He actually sent troops to occupy Chad, and he was kicked out by by some Chadian rebels led by Hissène Habré when Habré was a soldier. He influenced Burkina Faso. He helped Thomas Sankara come to power, and then helped Compaoré get rid of Thomas Sankara.
Gadhafi was chairman of the African Union from 2009 to 2010, but he lost his bid to stay for another year to Zambian President Bingu wa Mutharika. And during the recent Libyan unrest, he has also lost support from old allies. Though many African leaders remained silent on the issue, Senegalese President Abdoulaye Wade called for Gadhafi to step down while visiting the rebels' stronghold in Benghazi. Mariama Diallo, VOA News.